Sea of Thieves is filled to the brim with emergent threats, and they're the PvE side of the game that keeps things interesting as you play between encountering pirates. But in the recent months spanning back to 2020, I'm seeing a reoccurring trend with their mechanics, and I figured, hey, let's complain about that. Hey you beautiful buccaneers, Falcore here, so let's talk about emergent threats. And I use the term loosely, as emergent threats can be the Megalodon, the Kraken, but also world events like forts, skeleton fleets, and the Ashen Lords. Hell, even just regular skeletons. Sea of Thieves is filled with fun things to do, and fun mechanics to learn that can eventually make you feel like a god amongst men when you nail down the technique. But emergent threats, for the most part, are simply boiled down to one simple mechanic: bullet sponges. I'll use Ashen Lords as an example.
I am Grim, summoned by the King of Flame himself, here to vanquish the mortal empire with my array of pow! Here to vanquish the realms of ow! Here to ow! Stop! Ow! 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 Ow!
A trend that the developers seem to be following as of late is simply boiled down to these mechanics. Big bad boss thing, shoot things at it, bigger things hurt more equals death then loot. Ashen Lords, for example, have an array of abilities to keep you on your toes, but no actual mechanic in place that you need to know to take them down. It simply boils down to, if you've got a bigger gun, then you'll kill it faster. Let's take skeletons for example, the grunts of Sea of Thieves. We have the gold skeletons, plant skeletons, and phantom skeletons. Each of these types of skeleton have certain mechanics in play to either help kill them or are needed to kill them. Gold skeletons rust up if you throw water on them. Don't put plant skeletons near water or they'll regen. Phantom skeletons go astral at nighttime and need light to make them corporeal, and fire skeletons fire skeletons are just they're just assholes. These mechanics keep you on your toes and make the encounter just that little more fun. But boss fight after boss fight, we see the same thing. Shoot it until it's dead, get loot, done. Sure, the first time you encounter these beasts, it's fun, but then it just becomes muscle memory and boring after your 10th time defeating them. The Fort of the Damned was honestly a few good steps in the right direction in terms of fun. A player-activated fort that uses all of the colored lights in the game, plus a ritual skull to activate, and then once activated, different colored phantom skeletons spawn that can only be killed by shining the appropriate torch in their faces. Awesome mechanics, lots of fun to be had, but then Grey Marrow turns up. And it's back to your bog standard shoot it until it's dead setup once again. And then we have the Fort of Fortune, which is about 20 steps backwards. Every single little aspect of this fort is all based on time played, and has nothing to do with mechanics or knowledge. Rare just threw practically every single bullet sponge at us in one world event. Honestly, after killing 3 Skeleton Lords and an Ashen Lord, I was half expecting a Megalodon to fall out of the sky and flap around trying to kill us. Sheesh, it's just really boring. Rare have definitely been hinting to new emergent threats coming to the seas in seasons to come, and I really hope they are going to step away from this latent mechanic, or at the very least improve on the ones we have. Let's talk about Ashen Lords again. Ashen Lords have this kind of mystical heart thing going on, which is obviously the essence of their power, plus they're essentially walking volcanoes. So why not give bosses like the Ashen Lords phases? Here's an example. Phase 1 of the fight, just a regular bullet sponge that we all know and love. But then phase 2, things start to get a little bit more spicy. The Ashen Lord is engulfed in unpenetrable flame. The only way to continue hurting him is to cool him down, throwing water on him to remove the shield, and then continue the battle. Phase 3, parts of the Ashen Lord fall off and can be used as weapons. You and your crew pick these items up and, let's say for argument's sake, they're bone spears. In this phase, the only way to hurt the Ashen Lord is to launch these bone spears into the heart of the Ashen Lord, and then he dies. That not only makes the encounter itself epic, but the battle also. This is the type of stuff we need to have in future emergent threats, whatever they might be, even though it's pretty obvious. So Rare, please, once again, stop making the loot the important thing in your events. Make the event itself the thing that people look forward to. Take a line out of the mouth of your own virtual god.
It's not about the gold. It's about the glory.